Where the heck is Law? We've been having that conversation on my last post, but I can tell you where he definitely isn't. The map for the One Piece world can be pretty confusing, but I think I found a pretty solid one online that we can really track the area that we're in and give us a little bit of perspective on what's close by and what isn't. But I have to give a spoiler alert up through Egghead in the anime. If you're not caught up to the anime, then you need to scroll on. For a quick recap, the last time that we saw Law, Beppo was swimming away with him around Winter Island. Obviously, the Blackbeard fight just went down and it did not go good for Law. So let's look at exactly where he is on the One Piece world map. This is the world. And to give you your bearings, this is where we started, this is where we made it to Sabaody, this is Marijois, and then Fishman Island all the way up to Wano, and Law ended up in this area. Okay, now that we're zoomed in, you see that Law was at Winter Island last time we saw him. And at this point, we know that at best, Beppo is swimming to wherever it is they're going to go next. When it comes to why Law couldn't possibly be at the Kamabaka Queendom, well, the Kamabaka Queendom is all the way on the other side of the red line over here. Same with Amazon Lily. Kamabaka Queendom is right up there. So with that being said, it would not make sense for Law to be able to pass over or under the red line just on the back of Beppo while swimming. So that brings us back to looking into this area as to where Law could be. I've already speculated that it is possible that he made his way back to Wano. But like I said in my last video, he said that Winter Island was technically the farthest away from Wano, which could mean that this map isn't perfect, but assuming that's the true context, it doesn't make as much sense for him to make his way back to Wano just based on the distance. I got a couple comments for Elbaf possibly, and I don't hate that idea. It would be cool to see him pop up there, but also we have way too much going on over there. I don't feel like that makes sense narratively. But there is one island somewhere around here that doesn't stay in one place, and that is Zou. We do have a massive walking elephant with the country of Zou on its back carrying the Mink tribe. And last time we saw Zunisha, they were at Wano. I think this is the best running theory as to where Law's about to end up. This is where Beppo is originally from. Obviously, him being a polar bear mink, he was born in Zou. And at a very young age of 8, he decided to climb down the leg of Zunisha to get a better view of the sea. And he ended up getting swept away. Going back to our map, assuming that Zunisha was last seen at Wano Kingdom, it would make a lot of sense for Zunisha to be walking around this area in general, so finding Law and Beppo makes a ton of sense narratively. Shout out the tons of comments that I got about this Zou theory. I absolutely love it. I didn't even think of Zunisha at first. But after all of this, it really seems to make the most sense. So Law in a cover story in 2? Let me know what you think in the comments.